these scores really quick this evening. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of time. Been busy with other projects. Just letting you know, in the next few weeks, I'm planning on migrating a lot of this to a web page that will be updated at least daily and probably several times a day, because things change and it'll be a lot more formatted and usable. So that's my plan with the sheet. Is it's going to be online soon, and then we can just point to that website and I'll make those adjustments there. We can review it every once in a while, but it won't be like daily. But it'll be available to everybody, and everybody can go and look at it or whatever. It's going to be somewhere where we can leave comments and kind of discuss it more than just a static page. So that's coming in the next few weeks. So let's go start here with Stable 1. Their balance had dropped a lot in the last update video I did, and just having a peek again. Yeah, it has a balance of 0 now. The contract of V2 is gone, so that is gone and dead. Let me look and see. I was not aware that died, but let's have a look. I'm gonna look for the last successful transaction. There's been a lot that were unsuccessful. Yeah, I just don't look at Stable 1 very often. Every couple days I'll have a peek. I just did not know that it was going to tank so quickly. It went from 4 to 500,000 down to nothing in like 3 or 4 days here, it looks like, which is pretty common on these. I mean, they go quick when they start dropping. People panic, people stop putting money back in because they want to get out. That's the effect of ROI adapts. Is a lot of emotion happens in that last few days. It's money. People don't want to lose it. So it looks like 16 hours ago, so I guess it was still today. So we can put the death date of that. Let's move Stable 1 down here. Stable 1 V2. Let's see. He was born February 21st. And died today. So the last 19 days, so right on the average. Yeah, it shows even 7%, and then the 25% reinvestment. It's not going to last forever. So, that it shows that that's kind of an average. The only thing that saved Stable 1 V1 is they put up that timer, and you could only withdraw every 10 days. And then they had a lot of people coming in during that time. So let's remove that from here. So yeah, the oldest one in here now is Multimatic. The rest are all younger than that. Multimatic, because it's getting a lot older. I'm actually going to be harsher on the risk on a lot of these, because when they're older, that risk goes up. And the reason I'm not putting it up to 8 is I'm hearing whispers on the group where they're coming out with something new in the next few days. They've already come out with a lottery, but the admins and I think even the dev in the group are talking about something coming out in the next few days to kind of help things. And I think they're really looking to build an ecosystem. But the way they've been developing things pretty quickly, I would expect something to come out relatively soon, because they rolled out that lottery quick. They did the other chains, on Phantom and on AVAX, and it seems like they're really looking to push this along and make a whole ecosystem out of it, and not just make an ROI DApp like Phantom Ones or the Matic Stakers, where it's just an ROI DApp and it's gone. I mean, Matic Staker talks about the Tricks token, and it's still not out yet. But all these other ones, Matic X, Matic FOMO, they're all just ROI dApps that died and they're gone. So, but Multimatic, they're looking for kind of long term. So that's, yeah, I'll probably keep it there. They're very transparent. I mean, yeah, they're a good group over there. Daily Matic, yeah, it's been hovering at just above 200,000, the contract balance. You know, they haven't had tons of traction, but what they do have going, it seems to be kind of hanging out there. It is a clone of Stable One, and a lot of their tokenomics is based on that. Well, not tokenomics, their ROI-onomics, I guess I would say. But their rate is slightly higher, so I'm not sure it's gonna, you know, I would fully expect it to start dropping in the next couple days. So I'm actually gonna move that to an 8. I think it's just kind of gonna be a one and done thing. Sustainability, you know, we'll put down to 3. So yeah, they do have that balance, but it's not on the front page. BNB Fury, there's a couple of these older Fury ones. It's really, they're kind of struggling. You know, that downward pressure on the balance. Let me see if I can get it to pop up here. Sorry guys, I have to switch my network because it won't let me see it unless I do. Let's look at the contract. It's got over 11,000 staked. BNB. Yeah, I think it's really come down a bit. 1,178. So that one's decreasing. I don't know if that one's gonna last a whole lot longer. The shorter the lockups, like these 7 days, they're not even really lockups, but the shorter the time frame, a lot of people really pile into those. So you can almost judge something, how long it's going to last, based on its staking length. BNB Race, it was a short one. Levenu was an odd one out because I think it was a bit more mainstream, but they had short, like 10-day lockups, but it did last pretty well for an ROI dApp. BNB Race had short ones. Pretty sure multi-stake. Matic X had like 6 and 9 days, even 3 at the end. So that's how that. So yeah, all these Fury apps, they're great. They've just been rolling them out across everything. Now we've got the SHIB one. They're rolling them out, but these older ones that have been around 7, 8, 9 days, they're gonna start kind of falling apart. So that balance is pretty far down there. Yeah, these aren't really made to be that sustainable. They're gonna be one and done kind of things, and I don't think they're gonna build anything on top of them. AVAX Staker, the balance, I thought it would start going down slightly. It has kind of leveled out just above 60,000, which is an incredible balance, but it went up just slowly a little bit, but it's not, I don't think it's, I'd be surprised if it ever hits 70,000, but I don't know, I could be wrong, but I don't think it's going to hit 70,000 before we hit those 14-day locks in another week. And then we'll see what happens. But 7 days in, I'm gonna raise that risk up to a 7. I'm not sure if I would even put in the 14-day lock. The ROI on the 14-day savings is only 140%, so it would take you 7, 8, well, probably 9, 10 days to get your initial back, and that would put you past that 14-day lockup period. So yeah, we're dropping the sustainability down to 4 because this is going to follow the same path as Matic Staker. It's going to do the exact same thing. Polystaker, Polystaker is interesting. It's got a good balance. It's got those 15-day withdraw any times, but for being around for 8 days, It's doing pretty well. It's almost got a 500,000 staked still, or sorry, in the balance. It's got 913,000 total staked, so almost over 1 million. I'm surprised it didn't get a little more traction, but it's done decent. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like amazing, but it'll be interesting to see after the 15 days if somebody gets into those 20-day plans, if anybody's able to get, if it's going to make it that far. But like I said, it's 8 days in. You want to be early on these, so I'm going to raise that risk up. Profits middle of the road, sustainability will bring it down. Matic Fury, this one I'm going 9. Its balance is dropping and has been consistently for the last 24 hours. Sustainability, I'm actually going to put it at 2. You know, when I say 7, 8, 9, you know, things like that, personally, I would not touch them, but it's really on you. I'm not going to say, you know, if I put this, you shouldn't do it, because this is not financial advice. I'm just showing you what I feel the risk is, and you can make that judgment call. So watch out for Matic Fury. You can do what you want, but I would not put anything in there. AVAX Fury, it's a little newer. Let's have a peek at the balance. I'm going to add balances on these, by the way, especially when I move them up to the web, and we'll have graphs of the balances, and we can kind of compare and contrast them. But yeah, 7,700 in the balance out of 17,000 staked. That's a pretty big gap for a DApps that's 5 days old. And I really think it's because their referral program is, you know, 7%. I think their project fee is high. Risk on that I'd put up there. It's for 5 days old. It's got a huge gap there. 3. AVAX Saving. This is just an odd one. It seems like it's kind of just stalled out. I don't know if people are really that into it. I don't know if it's got the traction. I don't know. They made it so simple that it almost feels like it's kind of forgotten, honestly. Let's have a look at the balance here, the contract. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to even see what's going on with this because it doesn't even have like total staked in the entire plan. So all you can find is the balance, which is just over 3,000. AVAX 216 USD or 216,000 USD. So it's okay. I see a lot of people claiming rewards and not, you know, huge investments in there. So again, that's 5 days old, but I see a lot of stuff coming out. That's one to check on, but I don't think it's gonna make it too long, honestly. We'll leave that there. Phantom FOMO after Matic FOMO. I'm not sure what this thing's gonna do. I think it's gonna stall out. Let's have a look at the total stake is 4.35 or so million, and the contract is 3.4 million. So I mean, it's still got a healthy balance for 5 days old. I think the next day or two we might see it drop, but I'm not positive. But like I said, it's 5 days old. We're gonna move the risk up because it's getting older. And we'll move that one down a little bit. Matic King. Matic King was a total flop. It's not even in here. It launched and it just totally died because they had a calculation problem. What happened is they had a way to store the values of what you invest, and they stuck it in the wrong variable type, and that caused it to anything over 18 Matic or so. It couldn't figure out what it was gonna basically would show a lower number when you displayed that on the front end, and that also what was calculated and what was withdrawn was also based on that number. So they really messed up with that one. They say that they're going to do a V2 and try to funnel a bunch of the contract fee money back into people's wallets, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to have enough to do that, because if they make 10% on that balance, it's not going to be enough to pay for that hundreds of thousands that they took in those first 24 hours. So that one died quick. Phantom Fury, just another one of those Fury apps. 263,000 in the staked, 130,000 in the balance. That's like a 2-to-1 ratio for being 4 days old. That's a big gap. I'm moving that up to 7, even though it's only 4 days old, and sustainability way down. Multi-AVAX. I'm not sure what to say about those. Let me look. It's got a balance of 6,320 AVAX, and it's staked of 7,226. So it's, it had a lot of peak interest right at the beginning. For the first few hours, it really jumped up, but it's been just kind of slowly climbing since then. I mean, and that seems like it's pretty common for the multi-network dApps. They kind of have done that. I think it's had a little bump today, but it's not like hugely significant. And then for that, I'm not sure whether to. I'll probably move it up a little bit because it's getting older. So let's move that up to 6. Sustainability, I'll put it at 5. And we'll put Phantom at the same, because I mean it's basically done the same thing. It's been a while. Yeah, I don't know. I still think those multi-network dApps are really good dApps. I just think they're kind of underrated. I don't know why people didn't jump into those as much as they did, as like the Matic Stakers or the Matic FOMOs and things like that. I think it's just they didn't have those unlocked plans. I'm not sure. I just don't know why. I mean, Matic Staker or Multi-Matic, has a balance of I think 1.4 million, and it's just been slowly getting up there. It hasn't shot way up really quick, but it's been just consistently moving up. And that's what's going to happen with all these. They're just going to slowly move up. I think, just people didn't have those unlocked plans to jump into, so I think that kind of scared people away, but they just prefer those unlocked plans as kind of a supplement. The Tron Fury, I don't know, that thing, it's just kind of, I think it's a good experiment, but I'm not sure it's going to do much. I mean, 83,000 Tron tokens staked, and that's like 5,000 USD worth. So I mean, it's not huge. They're getting only a handful of deposits per day. It's a cool theory, idea to throw it on the Tron network, but I think the barrier to entry there is kind of steep, because you have to get a whole new wallet and get a new token on a different network, and so I think people are less willing to really jump into that. And because it's not getting any traction, I'll probably move that up to an 8. Bring that down to a 4. I didn't add all the ones from today yet, but I mean, you can watch their videos. I did several videos. One was for Matic Stake. It's kind of a copy of Matic Staker, but they just named it Matic Stake. That's shot up today, and then I did a video with like 5 different ones this afternoon. You can check those out. Anyway, I just wanted to give everybody a risk score update, and like I said, I'll be adding those to the sheet, and also this is going to be put online for everybody to see. Anyway, that's kind of the update for this evening. If anybody has any questions or comments, or if you have anything to add to any of these, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. And like the video if you like it, subscribe if you want to subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.